Hey team, I know we had a staff meeting this week, but I just wanted to highlight a few things in case you were on your phone or missed it, and there were a couple of things that we didn't talk about that we saved just for this. So we are celebrating the life change stories that you all shared. I love it when you all come with a story about where God is at work in someone's life and in our church. 44 people getting baptized. That's incredible. 23 new families. Like if you just kind of do some quick math and total that up, 23 times 51, because we usually take the weekend after Christmas off, right? You kind of total that, that's a lot of new families if we average that. And we're stepping into our big, what did Lauren call it? SASS? Andy, is that right? SASS season? Super awesome special service season where we have Halloween weekend and then we have at the movies, a simple way to have a little fun and give people a meaningful experience and a fresh, hopefully, encounter with God. And so I am excited and prayerful about how God may use all of this in the weeks and months ahead. But it does mean that we're going to see an uptick, 20% increase in the previous 6 weeks at Halloween weekend, potentially. And then, as Josh shared, a 41% increase is what we had last year over the previous 6 weeks before Halloween weekend for at the movies. And so that means we need our dream team to know how valuable they are, but we also need to strategically and consistently be inviting people to join us in the opportunity to make a difference. And so if you need to take a few minutes to talk about at your campuses how you're going to do that, hit pause now, spend a few minutes going, okay, what are things that we need to keep in mind? How are our rosters looking? Who do we need to reach out to? All of that will be, I think, meaningful and important work as we step into this next season. Another thing to keep in mind that you may or may not be aware of is we have started every other month DreamTeam Nights. The vision of this is really to execute a consistent meeting where we, all across our church, where we're able to invest vision and equipping into our dream team. We take growth personally, but we also want to make sure that we're pouring into the people who are pouring into our church. And so it really is an important regular rhythm that I think will help raise up, but also sustain our dream team. And so it'll increase weak ties, it'll increase relationships, it'll allow campus pastors and campus staff members to invest a little special time into that group. So I just wanted you aware of that and be paying attention to it. So that means centrally, if you consistently attend a campus, those of you that are on the central team, you should be going to your campus dream team night. You're probably not going to make all of them, so go to the one where you're serving most consistently or where your family attends and maybe serves, right? And for those of you in campus worlds, you are already aware of this, but I think it's just important to understand that this will play a role in kind of the long-term sustainability of our dream team. So just wanted you aware. If you hadn't heard, now you have. So that's important. So it'll be every other month. The vibe is similar to our staff meetings, life change story, couple of ministry updates, casting some vision around that, and then maybe like a spiritual or equipping thought for the day. And so yeah, that's what that's all about. The last thing that I wanted to talk about briefly is Israel. And I've been to Israel several times. It is heart-wrenching for anyone to watch what's happening in Israel. But then when you've been there, you obviously that place has a special place in our heart. The other thing is you see, if you're like me, all of the conflicting views of who is at fault and what is at fault and all of that that's kind of spanning the news waves. And then I also see a movement of Christian leaders trying to claim the corner on the market as it relates to prophecy and revelation and what this all means. And if you're like me, it can all be a little, not necessarily confusing, but like, okay, there's just a lot to process. And this morning in my devotional time, I participate in Lexio 365. It's just a prayerful scriptural practice that I've found really meaningful. In fact, I'll include a link to this morning's Lectio for all of you, because some of what they said is great. And the truth is, here's the bottom line. These lands and these people are special and close to the heart of God. They're part of God's purposes. A lot of God's story is woven through this part of our world. And at the same time, they are some of the most politically contentious. Like, we think our country is politically contentious. That region of the world is so contentious and also militarily hostile, dangerous, complicated. It's one of the most unique places in the world. And so what I am praying for, or the words that I found helpful, is I'm praying for a miraculous de-escalation of this dangerous conflict. I'm praying that the terrible things that are being done would stop, that the violence would stop provoking violence, that there would be somehow those that are interested in escalating the crisis would somehow be restrained, and that there would be purposeful and effective peacemaking conversations. Like, at the end of the day, that's really one of the most important things, is whatever it takes to stop the loss of innocent human lives. And I think that's something that reflects the heart of God. And I think God cares about this part of the world more than probably most people realize. And so if you're looking for a little guidance, I found that Lectio, that prayerful Lectio, helpful, and I'll probably be using it again, because it is heart-wrenching to watch, and who knows what's going to happen. You know, it's like we're all sitting here like, okay, another crazy war. Who, what, how, what does all of this mean? And I think for me, I come back to the truth that God has placed me here on earth on purpose and for a purpose. And my primary focus is right here, not necessarily everything that's happening out there. I can be aware of it. I'm not saying ignore it, but let's not let's happening what out there distract us from our purposeful opportunity to be a non-anxious presence, a hope-filled, Jesus-pointing presence in our community and in our world today. And I believe God will use that to make a big difference. So just wanted to share that with you. Hopefully that's helpful. And we'll see you this weekend as we kick off Scary Things That God Asks Us to Do. I'm not going to tell our church what it's about. If you've seen the vision doc, you have an idea. But I do like the church being a little like, I wonder what this is going to be all about. And we'll have a little fun kicking that off this weekend. Thanks. Love you guys. See ya.